Hey guys, Lon from the ECOM zone, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to use DSers like a pro. I've been using it for the past 4 years. Now, you may be wondering why I still use DSers and AliExpress and why I don't just use a private agent. Well, the reason is I have over 2,000 products on my store for my niche store, and that's why it's almost impossible to just bulk buy all of those SKUs. And I built a long-term relationship with my supplier on AliExpress. So the relationship's good. We've been working for many years now. I just don't see any point in moving it away from AliExpress. And also they do branded tags for me, so that's a benefit too. Also custom packaging. So let's go into DSers and Shopify. So the first thing you want to do is create your Shopify store, right? So I have a blank store here, and the first thing you want to do when you got your Shopify store is download DSers. So type in DSers, and this is just going to be a follow along guide, and hopefully I don't need to edit this video because I am on holiday right now. I am in Kyoto, Japan. I'm basically on a 2-month vacation with my girlfriend, and I went Vietnam with my friends for like 3 weeks, and now I'm in Japan for a month. So that's why I'm in a hotel right now, and I don't really have time to plan videos, film videos, edit videos, and everything. So hopefully I could just wing this video and not edit. So next we're going to install DSers. Hopefully that pops up. Yep, install. And you want the free forever plan. Now they do have different plans. So if we go here, DSers pricing, they have a free forever plan here. And they also have the advanced plan, which I'm on. So after 4 years of using them, I haven't switched to pro or enterprise. You don't need it. All you need is advanced, and the reason why you need this is because when you place an order with AliExpress, AliExpress will upload a tracking number to AliExpress, and then DSers will pick that up and put it on DSers. However, your customers won't receive that tracking number. Now, DSers can send it to your customers automatically, but you need to be on an advanced plan, and I believe it's down here. So tracking. So track the logistics status of each order. So that's that. And the free forever plan doesn't provide that. So let's go back to here. Log in and authorize. So if you don't have an account with DSers, then you have to create an account. But because I do have an account, I'm just going to log in and authorize. So let me see if this works. So Clone Monroe shop. This is just a demo store. A lot of you guys think I run a jewelry store, but it's not. These are just demo stores. So are you sure you want to use current? Yeah, confirm. And then you need to link this to AliExpress. So on AliExpress, you want to log in to AliExpress, and if you don't have an account, you're gonna have to create an account with AliExpress. So you can see here I'm logged in already. So I'm just going to click link and authorize to AliExpress. And that should go over. Click here, authorize. The password should be typed in already. Let's see if it loads. And there we go. Now, there's going to be a lot of pop-ups when you first open DS. It's very annoying. But top right, you just keep closing them. Like that. That's 4 pop-ups already. So I did have a Shopify store already with this, and I believe this one's closed now, so I'm just gonna exit that. Next, I want to go through these affiliate links. So if you don't have a Shopify account or store and you want to create a new one, here's my affiliate link, and if you use it, the first 3 months is £1 each month, or $1, whichever country you're from. So it's super cheap. So the first 3 months it's $1 each month. DSers completely free, so even if you're on the free plan, I don't actually make any money. With Shopify, I only make money if you guys make money, so it's a win-win situation. And then there's Aftership as well. Now back to here. So the first things first is this navigation bar on the left. Now home you don't really need, report you don't really need, product research is okay, find products I don't really use either. Supply Optimizer is a good tool to use, and this is when you found a product on AliExpress and you need to find alternative supplies for that product. Very beneficial if a product goes out of stock or you can't ship a product to a certain country. so that you can find another supplier using this method that ships to that country or they have stock. It's very beneficial to have multiple suppliers for each product. You don't have to at the beginning, but it's good to have backup suppliers just in case any problems occur. So that's that. Import list is probably your number one thing when you're starting off, because this is where you're going to import your products from AliExpress over to Shopify. You do not upload products on Shopify because this is a manual method, and when you get orders, it will not appear on DSers. So you need to import your products from AliExpress to Shopify using DSers. And you can see here, I've imported these products already. Now, these were imported to my previous store, and I'm going to show you guys how to import products. But let me just go through this list. So my products, this is where all the products you've imported into your Shopify store. So you can see here, these 12 products there. And then on the import list, you can see it says push to one store. So you can actually tick these and delete them. So delete, confirm. You don't really need them here on the import list once you've imported it over to my products. So you can see they still exist here. Next, AliExpress. This is where your orders will appear. So let's just say you imported like 10 necklaces and you got a sale. These orders will sit on here. You'll click order, and it's a 3-step process. I can't really show you in this video because there's no orders, right? But I do have a video explaining that on my YouTube channel, which I'll show you now actually. So just head to ECOM zone, go to videos, and you want to just find DSers maybe. So search for DSers here, how to fulfill orders with AliExpress in 2024. Same process, not much has changed. So that's that on how to order. And Temu you do not need, Alibaba you do not need, but unmapped you sometimes may need. Now the reason why a product or order may end up in unmapped is because something happened to the mapping, and so it's unmapped and you need to map it. So that's that. Archived orders you won't need at the beginning, tracking you won't need, and settings. So AliExpress Global, AliExpress Standard Shipping is the shipping method. There is other ones that you may need, like select shipping or selection standard here. And this is more for the choice service. Advanced you don't really need, and we'll just click save. And general settings, let's go to this first. That's fine. Application management, product settings, notification. I actually turn all these off because you really don't need them. And application management, supplier add account, which it should be added already. And then product settings, most of these should be correct. One push product you want to send product cost to store. Okay, that's fine. When a product is out of stock or no longer available, you want DSers to do nothing. And I leave it as do nothing. I don't want DSers to change my stock quantity level on Shopify just because my suppliers accidentally change it to 0. Because there has been times where AliExpress will delete the product page on AliExpress. My suppliers will not know, and that means it will set the product quantity to 0, right? Which you do not want. Now there's pros and cons. Of course, if it is out of stock and your suppliers on AliExpress sets it to 0 as the quantity, then this feature is beneficial. However, I kind of just leave it. So next question you're probably asking is, what happens when a product does go out of stock and you made a sale? Now that does happen, and you kind of either, one, you find alternative suppliers that sells the same product. 2, you ask your suppliers if they sell that product still or have any leftover products. And 3, if there's no products at all that you can buy on AliExpress, then you're gonna have to just email your customer, tell them it's out of stock, and if they want to choose something else from your store. Most of these I just set as do nothing. So just do nothing. Even with price increases, a lot of you guys tell me like, oh, AliExpress changes the pricing of my products. Most of the time they don't change it by much, so it's actually fine to just leave it as do nothing. When you mark up your products, it should be a minimum of 2 to 3x, And the reason why is because any less you just won't make enough profit. So make your margins higher, and then if there's any price increases, that margin will cover it. Now, if the price increase is exponential, like maybe it's 3x more expensive, then there's actually an issue with the supplier side, and you're gonna have to email them. So just go to AliExpress, message center, message your supplier, send them the product link, and just tell them, I think your pricing is wrong. And it's usually the case if it's like increased by double or 3x. Yeah. So you can leave that. Next is pricing currency. This is actually super important. Now you want to go to pricing rule here. Now there's two stores, so I'm just gonna toggle this one on. Then you want to go down to pricing rule, basic, change that to times, and this will be 250%. Then you want to set comparison rule, change that to times or multiply, and you can see here 250% and 350%. Now let's just say you're selling jewelry products. You can actually change this to 400% and 500%, because jewelry products are high perceived value items and you can mark them up a lot higher. Now this product pricing rule is only a safety net for when you import your products to your store. I actually go and edit those pricing manually after I've imported products to my store. The reason why you want this pricing rule is because if you forget to change the product pricing and you made a sale, at least you got this pricing rule there in place and you won't make a loss when you make a sale. So this is actually the first setting you're gonna have to change when you set up DSers, and you just click save, leave as that, and that's it. These, I don't really touch these, so you could just leave these as it is. Shipping settings, that's fine. Yeah, so we'll go back now. So let's go back to importing products. And the first things first is, if you don't know what niche you're going into, check out Exploding Topics. They're a pretty good website to find exploding trends or niches within a certain category. Now let's just say you found some products, and I'm just going to say necklace heart. See what appears here. So necklace heart. Now there's a lot of products here where you can see like 5,000 plus sold. Now these products here are oversold, guys, and they're very saturated, so I would actually stay away from them. The benefit with finding a supplier like this though, however, you can go onto their store and see what other products they're selling. So I'm going to go to their store, sold by, you can see their supplier name up here. Now sometimes this may not be up here, and it just has nothing. So you need to scroll down, and then you need to keep scrolling until you find this like yellow banner. And then you can just click into the store, and it will take you to a store like this. Now this is a good store to work with because, one, you can see they have 93% positive reviews overall. You can actually check out their reviews by just clicking this, and you can actually see all the reviews on their store. So 5 stars, 4 stars, 1 star, etc. Another good thing is here, open since 2018. So they've been open for 7 years now. Great. This store's been around for a long time. And I would suggest you only work with stores that's been running for at least a year. And also there's positive reviews. Anything above 90% is good. Followers, 30k followers, that's great. The follower count doesn't really matter much because they can actually farm this with bots. So this one's not too important. Follow buttons, pretty good. You could just follow them, follow all the suppliers that you want to work with. And then contact now is also very important. If you click the contact now button, it should take you to a grey screen, and it should look like this. Messages, and you could say, hello friend, my name is Lon and I am a professional dropshipper. I would love to sell some of your products. Do you offer dropshipping, and how does your internal packaging look like? Because we're selling necklaces here, you want to find out what their internal packaging looks like, because there's many different packagings, right? Plastic bag, velvet box, whatever that may be, or just bubble wrap. So it's good to check what your suppliers are sending and using for their packaging. let's head back to their store, click products up here, just click the products, the word products, and then sort by orders, and you see what their top selling products are. And you can see here they have 493 items in their store, and it's mainly jewelry, which is great. This is a good store to work with. Now if there's like 50 items and they're all random items, right, then I wouldn't really go with that store. And also, if you find stores where it has a black bar at the top but none of these details here, then I would not work with them. Another case is where it's a black bar at the top, you see the brand, and you click contact now, and when you click that button and it takes you to a yellow screen where you can message an AliExpress agent, you do not want to work with those suppliers. So a yellow messaging screen, do not work with them. And if the black bar at the top has none of this information, do not work with them. And the reason being is because they're pure AliExpress choice suppliers, so they're pure choice. Now do you see here, these guys are also choice suppliers, however they are not pure choice. So the difference is pure choice suppliers sends their products to the AliExpress warehouse, and AliExpress handles the products themselves and they ship it out, and so it's much cheaper with them. However, there's a possibility that AliExpress uses AliExpress packaging, so best not to use them. And secondly, you can't actually message them on AliExpress, meaning you can't message your suppliers and build that relationship or ask them certain questions like what's your internal packaging. And also it's beneficial to be able to message your suppliers when problems occur with like shipping or product damages, etc. So new arrivals, let's see what jewelry they have here. Now the reason why I sorted it by new arrivals is because these products here are untapped and they aren't really sold. So you see here, like this butterfly earring here, and so with an untapped product like this, you can actually scale it yourself and have like little to no competition because it's a new arrival on the store and it's unlikely that any other dropshippers are selling this product. So this is a butterfly earring, and what you can do is upload a bunch of other butterfly jewelry. So that's that, and then you can have like a flower themed set of jewelry. So that's that. Let's actually import this to our store now. So you see here I have this add to DSers button here. Now if you do not have this, then you need to actually download the DSers Chrome extension. Now if you don't have that, all you can do is just copy this link, go back to the import list here, paste that link in and click OK, and just do confirm, and that will import. Now sometimes you may paste this in but it won't import, and this is because of this flag here. Now this flag is automatically set to US, and that means that supplier does not ship to the US, and that's why you can't import it. All you need to do is change it to like the UK, click OK, and then you should be able to import it. Now if you can't import again, then it's probably because they can't ship to the UK as well. So then you change it to Australia. Now actually most AliExpress suppliers do not ship to Australia, Germany, Austria, and now sometimes US does cause issues because of the whole tariff situation. So yeah, Australia, I'm not actually too sure why they stopped shipping to Australia, but recently they just stopped shipping to Australia. So you actually need to check if your suppliers ship to those countries. Now to check that is actually quite easy. So you go back to the product page, ship to, and just change the country. So United States, click apply and see if it ships there. Then you could change it again to Australia and see if it ships there. So Australia, let's see. See, it actually, wait, there's an error. If you just click back, it'll load it to Australia. So you can see here, this product can't be shipped to your address, and that's because they don't ship to Australia. That means you shouldn't actually advertise your store to Australia because this supplier doesn't ship there. Now, most choice AliExpress commitment suppliers now don't ship to Australia, and I'm not too sure why. So that's imported. Now, before you push this to your store on Shopify, you actually need to edit this product. So click edit products, and you're going to change the name. So this one will be I don't know. You want to give it a unique name. Pearly white, well, pearly butterfly, women earrings. Something like that. But basically, that's your product name that you want to appear on Shopify. Now, the reason why we change the title here and not later is because the URL for your product is gonna be this name here. Now, if you left it as whatever the product name was, like this, right, that will be your URL, and you do not want that. Next is variants. You could change your variants here. You could delete variants, so tick action delete variants. Of course, I won't delete that because it's the only variant, but let's just say your product had like 20 different variants and you only wanted to upload 4 variants, then you'll delete the 16 other variants. Description, I like to just delete all of this. Images, so you can see here it's only got 7 out of 17 selected, so I'm just going to go through them and see if I need to select any more, and it seems like they're the same images as up here, so I'm just going to leave that. Now if you wanted to select more, you just click the tick box like this and then click save. And to push this to Shopify now, you have to click this bin looking icon. I don't know why they use a bin icon and not arrow, but it's this button here, this orange one here. You just click push to store, and I believe this is my shop here, not the top one, and then leave these all unticked. Pricing rule is toggled on, and then push to store. State is pushing. Nice. And then you just click this, go to my products, and it will appear here. Now it hasn't appeared yet because you do need to refresh it. It takes some time, but yeah, it does show up here. Come on. Did I push it to the right? Oh wait, I'm in the wrong. Okay, here. So this up here is your stores. At the beginning, if you're new to dropshipping, you'll only have one, so this is never an issue. But if you have like multiple stores, then up here you can change them. So you can see here we got our product, and if you click this button here, open in store, so here it is. Just delete that, clear that, and then you're going to write your description here. And your tags, you actually want to add these in. So earrings, jewelry, gold, butterfly, and also I like to add the year and month. The reason why is because we want to create a new arrivals collection on your website. So in like a 4 months time, you'll delete the 2025 June tag from your new arrivals collection, so that this product here won't appear in your new arrivals collection. This one variant here, metal color as picture shown, I'll just delete that because there's only one product and you don't need a variant there. So just hit save. And the reason why we add tags here is just for organization purposes, because you're going to need them when you create collections. And usually type as well, I do add these in. So an earring, not too sure if that's going to do it. Vendor, add earring. Cool. Now the URL at the bottom here, you can see products, pearly butterfly long women's earring. Now to change this, you just type page title there and then the URL handle down here. So if you ever forgot to change the title on DSers before importing to Shopify, you could change the URL here and the product title. And that's how you import products and go onto my products. Now, how do you actually adjust the mapping? So if we go back to DSers and my products, click this and you could select the mapping for your products. You can actually ignore this notification because sometimes they do just put out notifications, but it doesn't actually mean anything to you. So this is my supplier here for this product. Now, if you find like another supplier for the same product, let's just say this one, right? Let me copy this image and actually find another supplier. So search by image, I'll paste it in, click search, and this is how you find alternative suppliers for your products. Now you can actually use DSers to find alternative suppliers as well, using the supplier optimizing tool here. So this one here, you can see 23 sold, new listing. It's kind of weird, they have new listing 2020. So maybe this product is 5 years old, I'm not too sure. But it kind of doesn't look like it because there's not many sellers. So anyways, this supplier here, make sure he's a good supplier. So click into his store, 10k followers, 93.8% positive reviews, been open since 2017, so that's good. And so I'll copy the link, go to my products, paste the supplier in there, click OK, and this is a perfect example. So I've imported it, but it goes, the state of the product is abnormal, the product does not ship to that country. So you just change this to UK, click save and click OK, and it should import. Now if it doesn't, then it's probably because it doesn't ship to the UK as well. So you can see here, imported it, and we got our main supplier and then this second supplier that we just added. Now to map this in, you could click map supplier, click sub supplier and confirm, and you can see a substitute supplier appeared here. And so you can click metal color, photo color, and click save. Now the benefit of having multiple suppliers again is just in case anything happens and you have a backup supplier. And you can add up to 5 different suppliers here, but you don't need to like force yourself at the beginning to find so many suppliers. If you stick to one supplier and just upload your products, it's totally fine. This is just a mapping feature for in the future if you ever need to map more suppliers in. And that, guys, is what you need to know about importing products and how to edit your products and how to map your products with DSers. That's kind of all you need to know at the beginning with DSers. Again, if you want to know how to order, just go to my YouTube channel, search DSers, and you can watch this video here. Now, a lot of you guys ask me like how the tracking information works. So what will happen is your customer will place an order on Shopify. It will appear on DSers under AliExpress here, awaiting order. You'll click order, it'll process the order, it will automatically do it. It'll go onto AliExpress, you go onto my orders, and on here it'll show your order that you just placed, and you'll pay for it because it doesn't automatically pay, so you have to pay for each order. Once you paid it, on DSers it'll go to awaiting payment and then awaiting shipment. So those 3 steps, you don't really need to track it, you just pay for the order and that's it. Now once you pay for the order, you're just waiting for AliExpress supplier to process your order, and it should take 1 to 2 days, usually 1 day, because AliExpress suppliers do get penalized if they are slow with processing orders. So once they process the order, they'll add a tracking number onto the order on AliExpress. DSers will then pick that up and then it will go to fulfilled, and then that's when you need to be on the pro plan, or is it the advanced plan? Where is it? Advanced plan, sorry. Because the advanced plan will then send that tracking number to your customers, and without that you're gonna have to do it manually. So when you start getting sales, you're gonna need to switch over to the advanced plan to automate that process. You really do not want to send your customers tracking details. It's just a very tedious job that you do not want to do. Then you also need to look at other apps. So the other app is Aftership or Tracking 123, and those apps will send shipping confirmation emails to your customers, and it's not just the first one, they'll send tracking updates, and so your customers can stay up to date with their parcels. And that's kind of it. I hope you guys found this video valuable. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more content, and if you have any questions or want me to make a video on a topic that I've never discussed before, just let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, peace.